our service on YouTube, and our recordings are then saved in QC, the YouTube channel. If you don't want to appear in our recordings, you can sit under the owl's nest by the bookshelves. We invite everyone to join us downstairs after the service. If you are here in the congregation, if you are online, please go to our website or go to uua.org for other information about Unitarian Universalist and this congregation in particular. We will have coffee, snacks, and conversation this morning downstairs. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. I'm Alice Martin, and I will be leading the service along with Tom. Today, you will notice in your order of service there is a raindrop. Today's service revolves around a water ceremony that speaks to us of our connectedness to each other, to the totality of... Pardon? What? I'm sorry? To the totality of life and to our place on this planet. During the first part of our service, we are asking the adults to write on the raindrop, using both sides if necessary, what is the importance or the symbolism of water to you? They will be collected during the offertory after the offering will be given, and then they will be read to the congregation during our water ceremony. The youth do not need to write on their raindrops, as they will be using the microphone to share the significance of water to them with us. We'd like to welcome Jera, who was replacing Gates this morning, and Jera will now open us with the prelude. Sounded like water trickling. Today is a special day in Unitarian story. As we come back together from our summer travels or the beauties of the days that we might be outside sweating in our humidity we had this summer, we are reconnecting as we begin our new year of educational programming. So this water ritual, or the ceremony that is traditional in Unitarian congregations, began in 1980 when two Unitarian women, Carolyn McCade and Lucille Longview, were asked to create a worship service for a special convention. As they shaped that service, they wanted to create a new ritual that spoke to our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our place on this planet. They included a new inclusive symbol of our spirituality, water. And they wrote, "Water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence. Acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all of life on our planet comes from. It is the womb of life, and that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally. We now realize that this service was for us a new story of creation." They chose water as our symbol of our connectedness to the universe and to each other. The first service was held in 1980, and it was called "Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea." As this ritual continues, water deepens in meaning for us, just as water deepens during its long and winding journey to the sea. We continue that tradition today in this service as we participate in our water ceremony, uniting all Unitarians as one, and those here as well. So we would like to call the youth of our congregation up, who will read to us the water poem.
We use water every day when we drink and when we play.
We brush our teeth and wash our hair.
We use water everywhere.
Water should never be taken for granted.
It is the liquid of life, you know.
Through this cycle it goes, where it stops nobody knows.
It goes and goes.
Through precipitation, accumulation, evaporation, and condensation.
And there it is, the water cycle is in showbiz.
But water isn't just there and pure. You must take good care of it.
Untreated sewage and other waste can pollute our water in very bad ways.
It lays and lays for days and days, spreading bad things that are not good for our environment.
Don't pollute our air either, for our rain and precipitation may turn it into acid.
So please, take good care of our air.
King Tut lived many years ago. Could we all have something in common?
You maybe drink the same water he did many, many years ago.
So water, it truly is the liquid of life.
Thank you. Let us light our chalice, the words written in your order of service. We light this chalice as a symbol of reunion. We reunite in this sanctuary to share the flow of our hearts with one another. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief, to guide one another through rapids of transformation, to rest together on the ponds of stillness. Together, we honor the spirit of water, its many forms, and its life-giving essence. Today, our opening song will be Gather the Spirit. This song's words and music were written by Jim Scott. Oh, Jim Scott, who will be our special guest tonight at 7 o'clock in a musical and multimedia experience here in the sanctuary. This is a prelude to what we will hear tonight. Gather the Spirit, page 347. Let's rise in body and spirit as we are able to join our voices into this song. Let us remain standing as in the spirit of love and everything we just sang. Let us greet the holy in our midst by briefly greeting those around us, especially, there we go.
When do we?
We gotta keep moving here.
I know. We gotta be
I'll give it another claw.
We have pastoral care is going to need to help James.
Oh.
So I'll read it, but I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Good morning. I am Susan Perry, a member of the pastoral care team. As we gather today, we pause to reflect on what lies within our hearts. In this time of sharing, we take a moment to recognize our personal joys and sorrows and to read from the book of joys and sorrows those personal life events that you have chosen to share with us. We have a joy from James B. that he's finally secured a date for his gender-affirming surgery in November. And he also may need some helpers, so pastoral care will talk to you. Are there any joys or sorrows online?
Yes. Lucas Howell says, my joy today is after missing for a week, my daughter's cat, Buddy, sometime between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m., found his way home.
Yay. For what has been shared and for what remains in the quiet sanctuary of our hearts, we are grateful. Let us become aware of the energy that brings us together in beloved community as we share a time of silent meditation. May we open our minds and hearts to a place of quiet, to a silent prayer for the healing of pain and the comfort of love. You are invited to come forward and light a candle during the musical meditation that follows.
This congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accord with our values, mission, and vision. Our congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of the Free Church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and institutional well-being. This month's undesignated plate offering will go towards the Unitarian Universalist Association. Each year, we offer one of our Share the Plate designations to the Unitarian Universalist Association. The UUA is the central organization for over 1,000 churches, congregations that follow the missions and values that we do. They give support and guidance to all UUA congregations, and we for sure have received our share of assistance in the last few years. UUA is very important to us. My own family, my wife and I, are a merger of a Universalist, she, and a Unitarian, me. We celebrated Unitarian Universalism. You may be interested to know that Unitarians have a long history of a strong organization that serves us. During the 19th century, there were over 40 Universalist congregations in the state of Iowa. The Universalist Church at Peoria had 1,400 members. As we came into the 20th century, those numbers went down. Part of the explanation that some historians give is because there was a fairly loose organization among Universalists. Among Unitarians, right from the start, from 1825, there was a strong organization. Jenkins Lloyd Jones, who represented the Western movement, that's what we wore, went all around the upper Midwest area helping to provide a strong organization. So when you give your contribution today, it is a contribution toward strong organization. Please be as generous as you are able. Remember to put your teardrops as well as your money in the collection plate.
Excuse me, the offertory will be first, and then a basket will be passed around for the raindrops, so we don't get a mingle.
Oh,
That's okay.
thank you.
We're winging this here. May it continue. for the gifts of time and treasure that you give to this congregation with sincere gratitude. We thank you. As our ushers pick up our raindrops, it's an amazing story when you really think about water. And this is how the cycle of water connects us all from the beginning of creation. Rain, so follow this. Rain falls upon the earth, and pulled by gravity, each drop begins to flow downhill. Drops emerge with drops. They flow together into a trickle, making a streamlet, a creek, a mighty river, flowing onward. Some of the water seeps down into the earth itself as groundwater or deep aquifers, where it will stay for days, for years, or even millennia until it is pulled up again by tree roots, wells, springs, geysers, rejoining the dance, the flowing, the constant movement. The water flows on until it collects in ponds, lakes, seas, and oceans. And all the while, the sun's rays warm the water, calling it back into vapor, so light that it rises up and up and up, and each molecule moving on its own again, rising into a higher atmosphere, buoyant and swirling up to where the air grows cool, and the water vapor slows and cools and begins to turn again back into droplets. Droplets find the droplets, they join together again and again, forming clouds that grow heavier and heavier until at last the weight of them pulls them down again and rain falls on the surface of the earth again. What a cycle. Everywhere on earth at every moment is somewhere in this cycle. Cycles upon cycles, falling, flowing, sinking, transforming, rising again and again and again. Our planet has all the water it will ever have and ever has had. This water has been cycling and spiraling around and around for more than 4.5 billion years. I'm going to say that again. 4.5 billion years. That means that the water we gather in our annual ritual comes from all over the world and also from across all time. That water we gather today has traveled through the root systems of trees, long since returned to soil. It has burst from geysers that ceased spraying millions of years ago, and flowed down rivers that have changed course entirely over billions of years. This morning, we also remember that the water cycle doesn't only involve rivers and plants and clouds, but us as well. The water cycles through us too, coming in and out of our bodies in many different ways. The water that is inside our bodies right now, now get this, is the exact same water that was inside all of our ancestors, all of humanity, and every living thing before us. Nothing has changed. It's literally the same water recycling itself around and around and around. So get this. That means that the molecules in the water you gathered and brought to our sanctuary could have been in the tears and joys of sorrow cried by the first person who ever felt love. It could have been in the sweat of the people who built this congregation, this church, and our town. Or from the mothers that birthed our grandmothers and our grandmothers' grandmothers, and get this, it could even contain dinosaur pee. Whoa. That, by the way, is why we do purify our water. Those darn dinosaurs. As we gather the waters of community this morning, let us remember that they connect us to everything that has ever been, and everything that ever will be. That is the power of the water we share that gives us life, connection, and the preciousness of being alive with each other. In our ritual today, as a family or as individuals, the youth will first come, as I move the tables back out, and using the microphone, the youth will tell us the importance of water to them. They will then pour their water into the container and return to their seats. Then the adults will come forward, forming a line, possibly down the side aisles, and just simply pause and reflect as you pour your water into our containers. At the conclusion of our water ceremony, the youth will take the water collected from last year that is there up on top of the cupboard, and they will take it out into the earth to replenish it and to get it on its cycle again. In our closing words, we will read from the raindrops the importance that, thank you, Linda and Justine, for collecting them, and we will share the adults and the importance of that water to them. So, let us begin by the youth coming up. Water. So the youth may come up with their water and pour it into the container with their families. And then the kids may speak to us of what the importance of water is to them.
Well, I think you already know this, that when we're reading the raindrops, they in certain ways might be a practical step. The Dallas steps. Yeah, I thought I saw the email.
That's what we do. Wanted her to help you.
Why is water important to you?
Water is important to me because because it's good for the environment and for the ducks.
Water is important to me because it helps the animals so they are hydrated. Water is important to me because it is healthy.
Water is important to me because it means I can have fun with my friends.
Water is important to me because it when you're thirsty, it helps you grow, and for me, it helps me focus in school.
Water is a drink.
Water can be used in some soups, and I like soup.
I like water because it transfers into many things and it really doesn't die because it can transfer into different places.
Water is important to me because you can water flowers with it.
Five words. You need water to live.
Now may we form maybe two lines and the adults just pause and come through and pour their water into the containers, as you please. So our closing song, which we will use to exit our youth out into the yard to water from last year's giving of water, they will now come forward and do their closing song, Peace Like the River, sung by the children of the world from our congregation.
You need to go to the video, Mike.
Okay, they will now. Okay, they will now go deposit the water from last year out onto the yard. And we thank you, all of you youth, for being a part of this celebration. So as we continue with the service, we will now extinguish the flame, and then we will have the reading of the, I didn't think you guys would be ready. We're ready. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's do that first. Justine and Linda Pratt are now going to read to us adults and what is that significant to us. Great, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Unitarian Universalists around the country are bringing empty cups for Gaza as a symbol of the suffering of the 2 million Palestinian people in Gaza who are being denied drinkable water as well as food by Israel. This is a war crime that our own government is making possible through its support of the Israeli government. But people around the world, Unitarians, Christians, Jews, and Muslims, are standing up and saying that it's not okay to treat anyone like this. Brave journalists have risked their lives to let the world know what's happening in Gaza. Courageous doctors and nurses have come from around the world to help. Brave people have gotten together to sail a flotilla of small ships with food and water for the people of Gaza. We applaud their bravery and pray for their safe journey. We Unitarian Universalists have a history of standing up for justice. The time to stand up is now.
So this will be a summary, so I won't have exactly everybody's because there were some themes. Life in its fullest. We travel to water for our vacations. The oceans are a place of joy, peace, restoration, beauty, and rest for our family. Water is a place of calm and grounding for me, quenching my thirst, nourishing our souls, helping Mother Earth, restoring nature's balance. Water is the essence of life and signifies calm, beauty, and nature's nurture. I have had much joy as I have rafted and boated in many rivers and lakes, always with a different view and outlook, both inward and outward. Wash my hair. The wind in my sail as I something into the wind and the water drives against my keel. Water refreshes us, cleans us, sustains us. Its bounty in a mountain or a brook is calming. We've learned how important water is when our Minnesota water line went out for 6 weeks. Water and air are the breath of life. Water means helping my body hydrate and help animals stay hydrated. Clean water is good for the plants and the environments. Oh, and the ducks. I think a kid might have written that one. In a biology class, the teacher said biology is the study of water and chemistry. Somebody wrote Holiday Lake, Brooklyn, Iowa. Power, fury, calming, and serene. Water is an essential life force, life-giving and cleansing. Water reminds us to stay with the flow of life. Our body is made of 70% water, composed actually. Water is very important to me, especially the ocean. I am from the East Coast, and the ocean has always been important to me as it was one of my first memories of my dad taking me into the ocean in his strong arms. Whenever I want to ground myself, I go back to the ocean.
Were there any online, Mike, Was there any online chats about others that might have shared who are on YouTube?
Unfortunately, I didn't ask that question online, so I
That's okay.
apologize to everyone online.
So to all of you with us, thank you for participating, and yeah, hopefully some of those reflected what you thought as well. So we will now extinguish the chalice as you read along with the words or on the screen. Let us receive our time together this morning as a gift. May it inspire renewed commitment to our great covenant of hope and faith. May our throughout and beyond. And may the blessings we came to know through that vision be a blessing to the world.
Announcements. There are several. The Golden Gal Club lunch brunch this Tuesday, September the 9th, from 11:30 to 1 o'clock in the boardroom. Hope all Golden Gals join us, quote. If you have announcements for a Sunday service, besides handing them to me just before the service begins, you may send them to the office at uucqc.org by noon on Thursday before the service. At our congregation, Connection Circles provide a place for new members to connect to others in the congregation. They also offer an opportunity for new and deeper connections for longtime members. Connection Circles are a part of a small group ministry practiced among many UU congregations and also online. We minister to each other by creating a place for deep listening and non-judgmental attention. Connection Circles provide an opportunity to get to know people over time and are open to all adults in this congregation. Sign-up sheets are available outside. If you know where the bulletin board is for the board, next to it is a bright, shining background with the sign-up sheets there. We will have what Thea calls Sunday Connections. There is a connection circle available on first Sundays, second Sundays, third Sundays. There is also connection circles that will be in May and June. That is open to all, but is particularly has in mind those of us who leave this climate when it gets a little cold here. And then when they come back, there is a connection circle for them. You can also join it if you're a stay in Iowa, stay in Illinois person as well. If you are online and you do not come to our congregation on a regular basis, but you want to be a part of the connection circles, please look for this announcement and contact Linda Pratt at lpratt327@gmail.com. That information is in our newsletter. And Linda will sign you up for one of those sessions. For today, if you have questions about these connection circles, Linda, please raise your hand. Ask Linda, and she will help you with the sign-up. Quad Cities Interfaith is holding its annual banquet on Sunday, October the 26th, 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. QCI, that is Quad Cities Interfaith, is connected to the national organization whose work is to change systems in order to stop injustices. This is a faith-based organization made up of congregations and organizations such as unions that together can bring about change. We're proud that Dan Maiden represents us on that board. And additional announcement, if you are a visitor to our congregation, we want you to have the opportunity to learn more about the Unitarian Universalist Association. Please join us today in the boardroom starting at 11:30 as we share information and discuss with you what you would like to know about our community. Also, look at the back of your announcements for further announcements before I conclude with this very important announcement that we can all take great joy in. We're planning an open house to welcome our new pastor, Dr. Michelle Townsend Grove, on Tuesday, September the 16th from 4 to 5 p.m. If you would like to help organize this event, please see Lori McCullum. Because our factorium is on vacation that week, we will need help with setup, cleanup, and putting everything back where it belongs, as well as help with refreshments and decorations. I am sure you will enjoy visiting with and getting to know Michelle Townsend Grove.
For our closing, I'd like to read a thought, some reflection from Cale Rice. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burb, a rush of water bubbling toward its destination, and it finally enters the wide, endless sea, as all rivers run to the sea. Today, you brought water. You poured it into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in this sacred community. May you depart this sacred space with hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community where river of tears may be shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home, as all rivers run to the sea. As we conclude this water ceremony service, I want to thank all those who participated to make this service possible. To Lori and Jara for their musical gifts, to Linda and Justine for their participation with the raindrops. Always to the sound booth and the PowerPoint people who make this service even happen. To Ann Harrington, who made the raindrops. To Tom for assisting with this service, and for all of us to just show up. We are all indeed a part of the miracle of water. And as we come as individuals, as if a drop of water, then one joins as two, as we do, forming a trickle, and then 4, and then 20, and then 100, and then 149, and before you know it, 200 or 300, all bubbling toward our destination as a community, in like manner as all rivers run to the sea. May it be so. Amen.